It isn't every day that you have somebody that can come across your life and impact you so much so that anytime you see him on social media, you smile just because of the moment that you've shared with him. It isn't every day nowadays that you find somebody who will always and 100% find a positive in any and all circumstances, no matter what struggle, no matter what happened, no matter what has occurred. This gentleman and the interview that I have before you today is somebody who happens to be not only a contributor on YEPCLIPS, but is someone who has a vast amount of experience in the business community for over 2 decades. He is a man of faith. He is someone who loves his family. He is someone who loves people, and he absolutely has lived the actual terms of I will love on you more than you love yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to bring before you a powerhouse, a business mentor, a coach, someone who has trained in our young entrepreneur project community over and over again and has left the major impact that you see within our community today. Do me a favor and give a whole lot of virtual love to the one and only Coach Ivan Alvarez. What's going on, boss?
Mr. Madawi, thank you for that intro. I am so honored. I cannot express, anytime being in your presence, I consider you a mentor, somebody that I continually learn from. So for you to introduce me in that fashion, I am completely and totally honored. Thank you for that.
You are far too kind. So let's get into it. First things first, I know your greatness. Our community absolutely experienced your greatness, but there are many people around the world where, believe it or not, 7.7 billion. I remember where a year ago I used to say 7.4 billion, 7.7 billion people around the world. And I bet you there's one who may not have heard the story about Ivan Alvarez. So tell us a little bit about your background, where you come from to have gotten to who you are and who you've become today.
Absolutely. I'd be honored to. So first and foremost, I was born in Honduras, third world country. So Spanish is my first language, believe it or not. Came to the United States at the age of 7, having to learn the language, having to learn the culture and the customs. And I will tell you, at a very early age, I recognized something. The possibilities in this country were many, many, many. And it was so, to me, it was just so enlightening to know that anything that I want to do, the only person that could ever stop me from doing it was me. So at a very early age, I started making decisions. I think at about the age of 15, I decided I'm going to go to the Air Force and I'm going to absolutely do everything I can to fly planes. Didn't get a chance to fly them as much as I wanted to, but I did get a chance to work with fighter pilots while I was there. I was 10 years active duty, loved serving my country. And right after that, another plan that I had put in place actually came to fruition, which is I wanted to become a software engineer for IBM. So I did IT for quite some time. And I will tell you, my entrepreneurship journey started in the Air Force. I was a young airman in 1988, believe it or not. We are now at 33 years as an entrepreneur. And I cannot express how much that one decision has impacted not only my life, but the life of the lives of the people that have come into my circle of influence. And so here I am now at the age of 53. And I know people don't believe me when I tell them that, but yeah, 53 years young, been an entrepreneur again for 33 years. I've been a business and a blind spot coach for the last 13 and a half years, having coached well over 8,000 students in that time frame. And if there's one thing that I will tell every single one of your listeners is there is greatness in every single one of you. One of the things I've learned, and I've learned this, and it's really stuck with me, is every single person here has a unique DNA, one of a kind. As you just mentioned, 7.7 billion people on this planet. And guess what, Mr. Ali Madawi, you're the only one that has your DNA. I'm the only one that has my DNA. That means we're in competition with no one except ourselves. And that means we have greatness to project into this world. So that's a little bit about me, and exciting news for you. I will let you know I will be doing a 7th Dancing with the Stars here in Abilene, Texas, January 6th. I've already signed my partner, and I will be meeting with her this week to start planning out the choreography.
Man, that's amazing. I'm gonna be, don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna be pulling every single event out of Mr. Ivan Alvarez and all the things that he is doing as well, because I want you to get the love that we all began. So I do have to, first of all, thank you for your service to this country. There are a lot of people who don't understand, that sacrifice itself, and others who kind of take it for granted and they just say thank you for your service because it's the thing to say. It's like saying God bless you when somebody sneezes, right? And I know that because my whole family is United States Army, right? So how has the military experience impacted the coach within you? Because I mean, to go from one element of drill sergeant style to compassion, empathy, understanding, listening more than telling somebody what to do. But just walk us through, is there the military education still within the day-to-day operations, or was it a thing of the past?
Oh, no, no. The influence of my military service is still here today. I was 18 years of age, coming right out of high school. And one of the things that the military does, especially back when I came in, is they break you down and rebuild you, right? They rebuild you to a person that actually has service to give, not only to the military branch, but to this country. They also teach you integrity and discipline, being a man of your word. When you say you're going to do something, you follow through to the very end. So all of those disciplines are still with me here at 53 years of age. And it has served me, and it's served me well. The reason why is people know, and you're the same way. If you tell Ivan, hey, I need you here at such and such time, you can count on it. I will be there, and I will be with my game face on, ready to go. So no, it continues to be a part of my heart, a part of my life, and a part of my day-to-day activity. It's the way that I operate, and I thank God for that decision.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. 3 decades in business. That means that you've seen the fax machine, the VCR, the telephone that was hooked on a wall. You've seen the DVD and the Blu-ray, and then everything going on demand and digital. So if you were to talk to somebody that has been in the business since, but just has not evolved as you have, because you definitely took all your stuff digital and evolved in the social media game. What is your biggest takeaway from a 3-decade experience? And I know that's like a loaded question. We can have like a 3-day seminar on that alone. But if you could sum it up for that person that's like, well, my time is gone. I'm a 90s kind of person. I'm a belly to belly. What is your advice and any nuggets you can give to that person?
One word: service. Service. One of the things that we as entrepreneurs can never forget is we're not in this necessarily just for money. We are entrepreneurs because we want to make a difference. We want to make an impact. We want to be able to help other people achieve what they want to achieve. So when you start saying things like that and have that mentality that I'm a 90s kid and I do things belly to belly, it's about you. And it cannot be about you. Truth be told, it has to be about always asking the question, how do I serve more people? How do I serve more of my community? How do I ensure I'm staying in front of the people that need the information that I have to offer, right? That's one of the things I mentioned earlier is this DNA. Every single one of you has something to offer, whether you believe it or not. And your success is so much bigger than you. This is why it cannot be about staying stagnant and staying in the same old mindset. We have to learn how to evolve, right? As things are changing, we've got to change with the times. COVID has absolutely 100% proven that. If you haven't changed due to COVID, you better get on it, because at the end of the day, the opportunities are still there and they're only going to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, that is powerful. A lot of people struggle with the idea of serving others, and they have those limited beliefs that we talk about, like when I have it, then I'll give it. How can I help others while I can't even help myself? I remember when a long time ago, when I understood that only through serving others that you can be taken care of. And I would talk to my wife. I'm like, babe, so we gotta look at giving this charity, and then she's like, what do you mean? We're like barely pulling it ourselves. How you like, let's help us first, then you can help others. I'm like, you got it backwards. And it was a battle, right? But I couldn't be the prophet in my own town. I couldn't explain it to my wife because she's looking at her husband, not a business mentor. So for those who are listening and struggle with serving others because of their own limitations, what can you share with that individual?
the Bible, and I'm not trying to get religious on people here, but the Bible is one of the greatest explanations of that. Every single person that you read about, from Noah all the way to the 12, they all had issues. We all have issues. We're imperfect people. And here's the reality of it. That actually works in your favor. No one wants to see perfection because no one can absolutely, they can't jive with that. So when people can see you raw and how you are, it lets them know, you know what? If they can do it, so can I. So service is about going above and beyond yourself, your limiting beliefs, anything that you think that you don't have. Because at the end of the day, if you are on this earth, you are still breathing this air. I guarantee you are learning things, and you're either learning the right way to do things or you're learning the wrong way to do things. And regardless of which one you're in at any given moment in time, that is a teaching moment. Mm-hmm. That is a teaching moment.
That's powerful. And I hope that whomever is watching this live or on a replay, and let us know if you are live or you're on a replay, because we will interact with this video even after we are done. I hope you're taking notes, whether it is quick mental notes, just being in a gas station and seeing that person in New Jersey. Like, my favorite thing, and I upset, like, my wife thinks that it's ridiculous all the time. There's two things that I do. Like, my wife is going through her growth. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but she's growing as well, right? Two things that I do. The very first thing is in the gas station attendants in New Jersey, they pump gas for you, right? So I always exaggerate the tip. I'll give like, $10, $20 sometimes. And, you see the person's reaction. They're like, no, sir, you paid with a card. I'm like, no, that's for you. They're like, oh, okay. And I know the impact that little move, because everybody looks down at that person, right? Like, oh, you're just pumping gas. And here's somebody who's like, I respect you and I think you deserve this. And you see the immediate transformation in that person's life. And that's the fulfillment for me. And I do that whenever I have a cranky moment, just so you know. The other thing is my sister and I, we do this Pay It Forward Friday. So on Friday, if she's on a, like, it could be a shopping or, you're in the drive-through or whatever the case may be, we pay for the car behind it. Hey, whatever they had, just put it in my card. And we just tell them to pay it forward, right? Yes. And it's such like an exhilarating thing. And I know that some people don't understand and they struggle with that. And I'm assuming you would agree with me. It has something to do with their own lack of experience in the giving concept. Can you, I promise you, I know I'm not trying to get a full training out of you, but I'm trying to get as much content out of you because you're that great.
No, thank you. And that is absolutely true. And full transparency, well, one of the things on my bucket list is to be able to take an entire year and be able to travel anywhere I go and be able to pay for people's groceries, be able to go and find homeless people, sit down on the floor with them, listen to their story, pick them up and say, all right, you know what? It's over. Let's go ahead and get you back on the road to being able to do something with your life and making a difference. Let's go find you a place to live. Let's put clothes on your back. Let's get food on you. The reason for it is, again, it goes back to what I said earlier. We are not in this world for ourselves. We're here for a purpose. There's a plan. Look, there's two questions every human being on this planet want answers for. I don't care who you are. Number one is, who am I? And number two is, why am I here? Yep. And, Ali, when you talk about this service, this giving to people and lifting them up, it's a way for us to remember, guess what? We were there at one point in time. Maybe it's been years and years. I've heard your story numerous times of how you struggled, when you were in Morocco and then initially come to the US. So you've been where those people are. And it's such a great reminder for ourselves. Hey, although I'm in a different place, never forget what it felt like to be that person. You don't know what they're going through. And that little blessing of $20, $30, $40, which isn't much for you, for myself, that's world changing. And you never, ever know the long-term impact that your service will absolutely do for someone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I love it. I hope y'all are taking notes. Now, I'm going to switch gears up a little bit, and I want to talk about your latest YEPCLIPS video series that you've put on. And I'm actually going to selfishly just showcase to the world in our YEPCLIPS platform, where you have mentors from all walks of lives. And you can see this guy right here. He's amazing. He is the dominant force in YEPCLIPS, where you get to binge watch on anything and everything that makes sense for you in your business trajectory. And the latest one that you have given us is how to become a better speaker. So this is available exclusively on YEPCLIPS, and I would love for you, Coach Ivan, if you can give us a little bit of a sneak peek on what should I expect if I'm watching this video about how to become the best speaker, and then I have a follow-up on that.
Absolutely. So there's one big reason that every single one of you, if you don't have access to YEPCLIP, you need to jump on this. It's social media. Guess what? We're in the age of social media, and it's not about to go away. It's only getting bigger. And for those of you that understand social media and the power behind it, whether it's just to stay in touch with friends and family, or you're building your business around it, people need to see and hear you. You have to be able to express what is the point that you're trying to get across to the people when you're speaking on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube. The better you are at communicating the message, the greater the rewards are, not only for you, but for the people receiving it. Every single time that we're dropping nuggets into people's laps, we take it for granted. Why? Because we already know it. It's been a part of who we are. But for them, it may be that one thing that they needed to be able to take their business and themselves to the next level. So you have to learn how to become a better speaker. You have to learn how to control the mind along with the words that are coming out. So you're not constantly doing things like, because those are distracting. And when you distract someone from the message, you defeat the whole purpose of why you're even doing a video. So for those of you that are on social media, and I hope every single one of you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching us, you need to become a better speaker, not only for yourself, but for the sake of the people that are following you.
That's so powerful, and it's so simple to comprehend as well. I do know that you have a lot going on as a coach yourself. I know that you've recently partnered up and collaborated with James Malinchak, which is also one of our celebrity trainers and coaches when we do our challenges. What should we expect from Coach Ivan between now and the remainder of this year? I want to know, because I want us to all hold you accountable to what you're about to put out here. And if you could, anything that you have as a resource for everybody watching, if you can share it with us as well.
Absolutely. So I'm actually in the process of doing a workshop on sales and communication. Why? Every single person listening to this sells every single day. Whether you're selling yourself, you're selling the belief that you have, you're selling an idea, you're always selling. And here's the thing, you're always communicating. I want people to become a little bit more aware. That's a lie. I want them to become a lot aware of what are they saying? And it's not just the words coming out of your mouth. What is the body posture? What is the voice tonality? What are the facial expressions, right? Because a lot of people here want to become better at sales, but they don't know how. So I'm actually putting together a workshop. Don't have a date as to when I'm going to actually put that together and release it. But that's the number one thing I'm doing right now for the people like in the YEP community is learning how to do better at sales and doing it in a way where you're serving, where you're not trying to hamstring someone into something that's not right for them. Because I also believe the intention behind the sale is just as important, if not more important, than the sale itself.
Yeah, no, that's so powerful. How can people connect with you if they wanted to, and if you're okay with them connecting with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say right now, my Instagram is really, really growing. It's, I don't even know my own Instagram account. But Instagram is probably one of the better ways to connect with me. I also have a website. It's ivanalvarezcoach.com. So if there's people out there that would love to be able to connect with me, maybe even have a session with me, that's probably going to be one of the better ways to do that. So I'm always around. I'm not a hard person to find, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, no, and I just looked you up on Instagram. It is just simply Coach Ivan Alvarez. So just go to Instagram and just put Coach Ivan Alvarez. You will find him, ready for you. And it's okay for people to also hit you up on Messenger. I'm asking because I don't want you to be like,
Yeah.
dude, you got to tell your audience to relax. So it's okay. They can hit you up. They can message you anywhere. Because I know you're on LinkedIn. I know you're on Instagram. And I know you're here on Facebook as well.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure that you're okay. Because my people are good people and they always just look for that one nugget or one person that can invest in them a little bit. And I know you're the right person to do exactly just that.
100%. You know me, Mr. Madawi. I'm like you. I'm a giver. I will be a giver until the day I leave this earth.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, listen, I'm so grateful for you. The whole Young Entrepreneur Project community is grateful for you and your contribution and collaboration. For those of you who are watching, you need to be on YEPCLIPS, not only to get education from individuals like the great Coach Ivan Alvarez himself, but hey, you could be a contributor yourself. What if I'm interviewing you in the next week or two? What if you have your content for all the audience that we have, and it is continually growing on an ongoing basis? About 2.5 years ago, when this entrepreneurial community started, it was with one thing in mind. We want to be not only the best company in the world, but we want to be the best company for the world, creating a platform where every entrepreneur feels welcome and has contribution available for them, and where they can put out their value, where they can be an individual of impact, just like the one and only Coach Ivan Alvarez. So we thank you, we appreciate you, and we're grateful for you. And Coach, until next time, make it a blessed day.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.